Hey, financial filmmaker community, Hayward here, coming at you with another Financial Filmmaker Friday. Hope you're staying safe, indoors, pull up a brew, do what you got to do, and, start to enjoy the weekend. Either way, I didn't feel like bringing a whole memorized presentation today. Just a really cool article I've been sending some clients and kind of referencing to. Obviously, stimulus check, most people have gotten their stimulus checks, if not half. Some people get a direct deposit. Some of y'all still waiting for it to come in snail mail. So I just wanted to share this interesting article, and I just want to kind of give some tips. Your stimulus check is coming. Here's the do's and don'ts. This article is amazing by James Schick over at Fox News, Fox Business. So basically, first tip for stimulus check do's and don'ts, if you haven't spent it already, if you're still working, don't have a 3-month emergency fund account. Save your stimulus check. To talk about to stop the unnecessary spending, to build that emergency fund up. You should have at least 3 months of basic expenses, rent and food, I love it, and a high yield savings account. Not so much about, I don't really rock with that one, banks, savings accounts. If you don't, deposit your stimulus check there. Also, if you are still working, tip number 2, if you are still working and you already have a 3-month emergency fund account, what you do with your stimulus check, once again, you can maybe find some good deals. Obviously, the essentials, you may have to look for maybe low refinance rates for your home and auto loans. It also talks about it's now the time to take advantage of maybe lower your monthly loan payment and actually shorten your loan terms as well. Obviously, student loans, you don't have to worry about that. That's postponed till September, but that's another great tip. Tip number 3 for stimulus do's and don'ts, if you haven't spent it already, if you are out of work, what I love what they talk about is use your stimulus check to cover basic essentials to help you live over a few months. So remember that federal unemployment insurance will cover up to 4 months of your salary. Things are really backed up, especially out here in California. So once again, consider filing that on your 2019 income taxes. And once again, if you don't need to spend your stimulus check, even if you're out of work, don't. And then of course, put your emergency fund in your, put it in your emergency fund in case the unemployment lasts longer than 4 months. So I like that tip too. Tip number 4, they give stimulus do's and don'ts. Defer loans if you can make all of your monthly payments. So once again, you can now defer payments, I believe, for federal student loans, most definitely. And many lenders are allowing borrowers to skip payments on mortgages, car loans, credit cards, debt. It doesn't mean you get a free pass for everything, but of course, check with your lender, see what really makes sense. And tip number 5, stimulus do's and don'ts. Use this time at home to assess your financial situation. Once again, 1/4 of Americans don't even know their mortgage rate. It also talks about hits on nearly half of those don't even know their credit score. So good point there. Also, check a credit union. Consider a credit union. You can get a little bit more of a better return there. But at the same time, there's a big, the reasons that many banks are unwilling and they're unable to really meet us where we are. That's not every bank. There's a lot of banks doing great things, working with customers. But it did say to consider a credit union. And then the last thing it says, of course, stay positive, wash your hands. That Rona might be on that check. But either way it goes, just bring you guys some tips. I really enjoyed this article. I'll do more of these. There's a lot of articles I really like, but I can't memorize them in my head. Like I know a lot of the general information, but I can't memorize all these tips and things like that. There's general concepts, but yeah, your stimulus check is coming. Here are the do's and don'ts. Article on Fox News by James Schick, and check that out. It had a lot of good tips. I hope these tips helped. Some may not, but it's a little bit for everybody. So I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you on another Financial Filmmaker Friday. See ya.